جمال مماتي يا ربي دعاتي تقبلها عطول. رمضان ندى رحمة من ربنا النعم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to your Ramadan camp with Ma'alim Sabri. Today we want to briefly look at the conditions necessary for fasting. The first condition is al-Islam. For anyone who wants to perform fasting and get the rewards of it, he has to be a Muslim. What is in Islam? Al-Islam huwa al-istislamu lillahi wal-inqiyadu lahu bil-ta'a. Islam is to surrender yourself to Allah and actually subjugate yourself in obedience of Allah. In obedience of Allah. Everything that Allah has commanded, we have to do it, and everything that He's made prohibited, we have to stay away from it. That is a shortest definition of Al-Islam. The Almighty Allah reminds us in our glorious Quran, بعد أن أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الدين عند الله الإسلام. إن الدين عند الله الإسلام. The religion that Allah is going to recognize on the Day of Judgment is Al-Islam. So that is the first condition. The second condition, someone must reach the age of puberty, the age of adolescence. A child, we know, a child is not compulsory for him or her to fast. Although it is highly recommended to actually train our children, we need to start showing them the importance of fasting and the benefits of fasting from the age of, they can start praying from the age of 7, and then they can start fasting from the age of 8, 9. They can start with a couple of hours, 8, 7, 6 hours, 10 hours if they can, and if they can actually fast the whole day, that is absolutely fantastic. So the second condition is the age, the maturity. Also, another condition is someone has to be sane, someone has to be conscious. We know if someone has any mental illness or mental disability, the legal injunctions in Islam, they're actually dropping. So someone will never be judged by Allah, why didn't you fast, why didn't you pray, if he or she has mental illness. Also, someone has to be physically sound, has to be physically able and physically sound. We know that fasting involves energy as well. For people who our elderly people, it can be very, very hard for them to stay away without eating or drinking for these long hours. As we know, here in the West, it takes sometimes 13, 14 hours, in some countries even more than that. The hotness and the degree of the temperature. So Allah has made it easy for them, for people who can't bear fasting, so they have to feed the poor people. And here comes a very good point that some of our ulama said, once somebody knows that he is in that category, that he knows that he or she knows that he is an elderly person, he can't fast during Ramadan, so he has to feed 30 people. But scholars have disagreed. Is he going to actually feed the poor people in the beginning of Ramadan, or he should actually wait at the end of Ramadan, or he or she should actually feed the poor people on daily basis? For instance, today is the 5th of Ramadan, he has to feed today. There's a different school of thought, but he or she, a person, needs to feed the poor people. So as we are not actually responsible for the acts of worship which are not here yet, so a Muslim is going to feed the poor people according to Ramadan that he is actually in. For instance, today is the 13th or the 10th, so he actually has to feed on daily basis, inshallah. And also among the condition is that a Muslim is not supposed to be a traveler. He has to be a muqim or a resident. As we know that a traveler has been given an option, either whether to fast or to eat. And also for a woman, she has to be free from the menstruation and cycle. Until the next episode, I leave you with Allah's care and His protection. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wa shukr.